And then the old Bill said to me years ago as well, I was only about 10, 11, they pulled up. I think the old man was nicked, you know. And old Bill in them days were proper arseholes, you know what I mean? Proper wicked arseholes. And, you know, they leant out the window like that and went, oh, your dad's nicked again, you know what I mean? He's going to hang again this time.
Hi guys and welcome back to KRN TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by a very special guest. Today we're joined by Joey Pyle Jr. Joey's the son of infamous London villain and reputed boss of bosses Joey Pyle Sr. Joey's dad put on the infamous wars between Roy Shaw and Lenny Mclean and many others, and Joey Jr. took the reins from his father and has been the boss of the unlicensed fighting scene to the present day. He's just written a book called Unlicensed that is coming out on September 7th, is that correct, Joe?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, or some round there.
I think so, I think it will go out.
The book tells the real truth about the dangerous world of the unlicensed boxing scene and tells the real succession of the governor title to the present day. Hi Joey, thank you for taking the time to be here today. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Not too bad.
Perfect. So is it all right if we go back to your childhood and talk a little bit about that?
Okay.
So how was your childhood? And
I had a good childhood. It was, you know, it was. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but you know, I can't complain. I enjoyed it. I spent, you know, there was a lot of times my dad was away.
Yeah.
A lot of times he was in prison. You know, which in a way it's funny. I was saying the other day to someone, it was hard going to visit my dad, but it was like when he was away, it was like, you know, I could do what I wanted. My poor mum was, you know, trying to chastise me, but you know, when you're like 10, 11, 12 years of age, you know, it was like a license to go and do whatever he liked. So, you know, apart from the old man being away, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with him.
Excellent. So when did you realise your dad wasn't like your friend's dad as such, say, or obviously you say at 11 and stuff like this when he was away, but
maybe earlier than that. You know, I remember I was at the first Roy Shaw fight when I was like 8 years of age.
Yeah.
So, you know, my dad was he had a car showroom, it's one of his businesses, and so there was always, you know, like Rolls Royces, E-type Jags, Mustangs, bloody Maseratis, you know. There was always cars like that parked outside the house. There was always a lot of big fellas coming to the house. And, you know, I used to go round my mate's mum and dad's house, and, you know, their dad would, you know, they like the type of fellas out of the 60s. They'd stand there and they looked like plain, you know what I mean? When my dad's mates, they were all big fellas. And then it started like a couple of people, like, you know, saying to the sons they don't want me hanging about them. You know, I'm not allowed around the houses and stuff like that. I was like, well, you know, why are they doing that? You know, and then I got to realise that, you know, and then the old Bill said to me years ago as well, I was only about 10, 11, they pulled up. I think the old man was nicked, you know. And old Bill in them days were proper arseholes, you know what I mean? Proper wicked arseholes. And, you know, they leant out the window like that and went, oh, your dad's nicked again, you know what I mean? He's going to hang again this time. The hanging weren't there, but, you know, just said something off the cuff like that to me, and I was a young kid, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, bollocks, as they drove up the road. But, you know, there was different things that side, you know.
Yeah, indeed. And so when did you realise your dad was sort of friends with all these sort of infamous villains and stuff like this? Did you come in contact with the Craze during your childhood?
Yeah,
or was
yeah.
It a little bit older?
A little bit older.
So already Dad was best man at Charlie's wedding, wasn't he?
Ronnie.
Was it Ronnie's?
Yeah, Ronnie, his first wedding to Elaine, I believe it was. But, you know, I remember Charlie coming round the house when Charlie Kray got out of prison in the 70s, I think it was. And I was a young kid. And then when I started getting to about 15, 16, my dad was driving up and seeing Ronnie in Broadmoor. And so I used to go with him. And, you know, he'd be going up there once a week. And then I started driving, and then I would go and visit Ronnie. And I'd start taking my mates up there, you know, the kids around the manor and all that. Because it was hospital rules. It was, you know, it's not like prison rules where you need a VO. You can literally go every day of the week, you know, at Broadmoor. And so, like, you know, but Ronnie is funny, like, you know, someone asked me this question before about Ronnie Kray. They said about the craze. The craze to me weren't the craze. Do you know what I mean? It was, it was like, you know, my nan used to always say, you know, my nan was a tough old girl out of Glasgow, come out of East London, like parents come out of Glasgow. And she always used to say to me, "Oh, don't worry about the bloody craze, Joey." Do you know what I mean? They was nothing, you know. They just go, you know. And, she used to be like, my uncle lost his leg, Teddy, you know. And she said, you know, if Teddy hadn't lost his leg, forget the bloody craze. Your dad and Teddy would have took him to town. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, I've never ever been impressed by people or thought to myself, God, yeah, he's hard or he's tough. Do you know what I mean? In my book, everyone's tough, everyone's hard. And, you know, a judge will kill someone if he has to. You know, someone's got his kid kidnapped or something like that. A judge will go and shoot someone in the head to save his kid. Do you know what I mean? So that never, do you know what I mean? Just because a guy's got a reputation never impress me from an early age, Chris.
But your dad must have been fond of the Krays, obviously. He was obviously close to him throughout their lives, wasn't he? And I read last night that he's reputed to have helped them get that. Did he get the scheme together to get Frank the Mad Axeman Mitchell out of jail? They said that he was.
Yeah, there was.
Could you shed the truth on that now? Obviously.
Well, you know, my dad didn't say too much, and it was funny. Like when I was a kid, I didn't ask my dad too many questions. I wasn't that type of person. But I've heard them talking, and you know, I know they did. You know, there was work on that, and also picking Mcvicker up.
Yeah, no, I did see about that as well.
Yeah, you know, and there was a funny story there. My dad with his shoes, and Mcvicker had no shoes, so the old man took his shoes off, and then they get pulled up on the way back, driving back to London. And the old Bill's going, "What are you doing here?" You know, two Londoners. And he said,
they got pulled over together on the way back.
No, my dad and I think it was my uncle Den, and they're driving back and they got pulled over by the old Bill, and you know they're saying, "What are you doing?" You know, and he said, "We come to a drive." And he come to a bloody drive all the way down here, you know, and the old man's got no shoes on. So the old Bill's like, "Well, you come to a drive and you got no fucking shoes on. Where's your shoes?" You know what I mean? You know, so there's a lot of old stories like that, you know.